Hey everyone, thanks for joining me and welcome to my channel, a place where I'm going to show you how to be more self-sufficient and how to take care of your own beauty needs in the comfort of your own home. My name's Sierra, and if you want to know more about today's video, how to apply dip powder, stick around, it's coming right up.
Hey guys, we're going to get started right away by going over what you're going to need for this manicure. You're going to need a buffing block, a nail file, a fluffy brush, colored dip powder, clear dip powder if you're doing glitter, your dip powder liquids, a wooden skewer, cuticle pusher, rubbing alcohol, paper towels, and in my case, I'm going to be using these 2 cupcake liners. We're going to start prepping the nail by pushing back the cuticles. Pushing back the cuticles is one of the most important aspects of prep. It cleans up your nail plate so the product goes on smoothly and so oils from your cuticles do not interfere with the dip sticking to your nail. The next step is gently roughing up the nail bed with a buffing block. To use, buff across the nail in different directions to create a slightly rougher than normal surface, being sure not to forget the cuticle area of the nail bed where lifting is common. After you're done roughing up your nails, you'll want to take this time to shape them however you'd like. Unlike using the buffing block, where you could go in different directions, you'll want to file in just one direction. This is where you're going to want a good quality nail file. The file I showed at the beginning is from Revel Nail, and it's called their Rugged Nail File. I also really like the brand Tropical Shine from Sally Beauty. Both are really gritty and save me a lot of time. And although this part is not in the video, once you're done buffing and filing, you'll also want to clean your nails and the debris off with a paper towel and rubbing alcohol. Before we start with the application, I'd like to show what I'm doing in this video and why. Because I've used this powder on someone else, I need to demonstrate how I use the pour-over method. If you're doing the manicure on yourself, you can just dip your finger at an angle into the jar like this. In order to avoid cross-contamination and keep my powder sanitary, I'm going to put approximately 1 teaspoon of dip powder into 1 liner. Then, when I'm ready to apply, what I'll do is place the empty liner under the nail I'm working on, then use the other liner with the powder in it and sprinkle it over my nail, rocking my finger back and forth slowly for even and complete coverage. Now, onto the liquid application. Always swipe one side of the brush on the neck of the bottle to control how much liquid is going on the nail. Then, when you're ready, apply the liquid to the nail by starting at the lanula, which I pointed to here. It's the white half-moon shaped part of the nail. You'll want to push the brush slightly forward so that only a very thin layer of liquid is near the cuticle. Then, take the rest of the product on the brush over the nail until the entire nail has a thin layer of liquid. From here, you'll want to waste no time and immediately dip into the powder or pour the powder over your nail. You'll see here that I've already done the first layer, and now I'm brushing off the excess powder. It's very important to do that so the dip powder does not get unnecessarily clumpy when you apply your next layer. Onto the second out of 3 layers of color. Again, apply your thin layer of liquid and immediately dip or pour over. You'll also see that after I pour over, I'm using a wooden skewer to clean up the cuticle area. This helps a lot. You could also use a toothpick. Once that layer is done, brush off the excess powder. We're going to repeat that process for a third and final time if you're using a solid color. You'll notice how with every dip the color gets more saturated and even. If you're using a glitter, you're going to want to do one more layer, except this time with clear dip powder. This is called encapsulating. This will help to protect the glitters and make the finish less gritty feeling. Once you're completely done with dipping, you're going to apply activator. Sparkle & Co. calls it solidify, other brands call it step 2. You're going to want to leave this on for a minimum of 2 minutes. Do not wipe it off. This is going to absorb into the acrylic and harden and strengthen it. Next up, I'll demonstrate how a nail sounds before applying the activator and again 2 minutes after applying the activator, so you'll have a better idea of when to proceed with the rest of the steps. Now that the nails are hardened, you're going to buff them smooth with the buffing block to get rid of grooves and bridges. If you need to file down bumps, don't be afraid to use something a little bit more rigid like a nail file on those spots. As before, remember to only go in one direction when using the nail file. Once the nails have been smoothed, it's time to apply another layer of activator. Like last time, let this sit on the nails for at least 2 minutes. The last step is top coat. The first layer is going to be very thin. You're going to apply layer number 1 to all fingers on that hand. As soon as you're done with the first layer, you're immediately going to go back through and do a second, more detailed layer on all 5 of those fingers. Let this dry for about 30 seconds to a minute, and now that hand is completely done. Then move on to the other hand and repeat the same process. One thin layer for coat number 1, then a more detailed application for coat number 2. Let dry for 30 seconds to a minute.
And that's how you get beautiful dip powder nails at home. If you didn't get it perfect this time, don't get discouraged. Remember to give yourself patience and love, and remember that this is a new skill that you're learning. I look forward to bringing you guys more videos in the future so we can build and maintain self-confidence together. Until then, guys, bye. A place where I'm going to show you how to be more self-sufficient. Go!